Hi, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Andromeda Adventures. Everyone is here for Endara, the Second Age. Unfortunately, our good friends and players James and Kovac came down with the flu, so they will not be able to make it tonight. But if everyone could post in chat and say hi and give them hope you feel better, they will see it, and I'm sure they would love it. And we are going to continue our stream tonight. It'll be a little bit different. We're mostly going to be using our little geeking out chat for this evening. We aren't really set up for having two missing players, unfortunately. Uh, but I think it'll still be a good stream. Other than that, we have the return of David from Bruce Fest. And I can't think of any more announcements other than I just wanted to say to all of our wonderful viewers, happy holidays. We are going to be continuing through the month of December, so we hope to see you there. And if you are enjoying the stream, please show it to your friends. Tell everyone about it. Give us a follow on Twitch if you haven't already, or check us out on YouTube to watch our past episodes, Andromeda Adventures. We're still working on getting all of our Twitch channel stuff set up, but we hope you are enjoying everything. And
and, and and may I say, if you are not enjoying the stream, show it to your enemies.
aha, yes. uh, and with that, unless anyone would like to make any announcements, I think we will get into tonight's session. All right, let's cue the intro. All right, so a lot of interesting stuff happened last session. Garth, would you be so kind as to catch our audience and players up?
Of course I will.
You're so kind.
So, last session, we sailed out to the location of the pearls, and we executed our plan. Hadrian jumped in the water. I jumped in the water with a rope tied around me. Addis manned the rope. And Wastor and Magnar sat in the boat, doing their best. Magnar is a little seasick, apparently. He's not got his sea legs on him. That's the term I think that they used. I cut my arm up pretty good to draw the sharks in with the blood. And there was this huge fuck off shark that came about midway through it. Addis jumped in to fight the shark with Hadrian, and Addis is made of stone, and stone sinks in the water. It went as well as you think it did. I made it my mission, apparently, to get as messed up as possible by the other sharks that were there. We killed all the sharks eventually through sheer luck, it seems. Addis nearly drowned himself, as being a stone on the bottom of the seafloor is not the best place to breathe when you need to breathe. We got the pearls. We got 3 of them, and they only needed 2, so we got to keep one. It turned out being a pearl of power or something. I don't know what it does, but Magnus seemed to want it, so we gave it to him. On the way back, though, all of the water turned red, and like a bunch of fish died. I reached out and grabbed one, and I nearly died. So that was very weird. I've never seen nothing like that before in my life. That night, we seemed hellbent on occurring the wrath of the gods as much as possible. We kept cursing the gods for some reason, or not we, I should say. More so Hadrian, of course. We stayed the night at Jock's. Luckily, no gods came to kill us. The morning, we talked to Jock and Athena, Jock, and I gave Athena my lucky dagger. She gave me a little teddy bear named Thompson. He's very cute. I then promised we'd all see her at her graduation. Not sure what a graduation is, but we all have to be there. And I think it's in a couple of years, maybe. I'm not sure. But a promise is a promise, and we will fulfill that promise. We then trekked to a small fishing village named Truvel. We found a temple to get this damn ring off my finger, finally. And the guard says he can bring us to Amerish to get the ring off, like right away with teleportation. I was the only one that thought it was a good idea. Everyone else thought he was like shady or something. I don't know. He just wants to help out. He's in a temple after all. That's their job. Um, we met Harkle, who runs a magic caravan that like transforms from like this little like wagon to like this big, huge. I don't even know what it is really. And he said he can bring us to Emery's for cheap as long as we help a sick passenger he has. And it's fucking Jill DeRay. Jill DeRay is the passenger. And I don't know what the hell is going to happen.
All right. Well, thank you for that. As we pick up, Hadrian, you have just walked into one of the rooms where the sick passenger was, and sitting up from the sick bed in his robes, you can see Gilles, his long, ratty, oily hair kind of slicked back. You can see little splotches and bandages wrapped up around him, where the robe's kind of been loosened up with thick black inky patches, and there seems to be a blackness around his eyes as he says, "Hopefully you finally come to get this damn medicine fit on me. I know you merchants are all the same. We have an agreement. I agreed to pay you for this medicine, and you're supposed to be taking me to Amaris. Now, if you'll come over right this way and help me with these bandages, we won't have to deal with any more problems on this trip. Hopefully you have some competence."
Oh yeah, sorry, me, Harkle, I'm here to give you your medicine, Mr. Gilles Duray.
Make
Sorry,
a
I wasn't.
deception check.
That's not Harkle's accent. That's not Harkle's accent.
I don't remember Harkle's accent.
That sounded more like a Garth impression.
That was more like a Garth, yeah.
Well, better hurry up. These bandages. Oh, I don't know what the hell this is. I'm so frustrated. I can't. And he's kind of picking at his bandages a little bit.
So he
Oh,
currently can't
don't-
see
don't-
us.
Don't pick at your bandages. I mean, that's not good for them. Yeah. So, and I'm gonna 1 second while I find the doctors who I brought in, and I'm gonna go outside and just go to West. It's like it's fucking Gilles Ray. Gilles Ray is in that room and he's blind and we
As you guys are kind of observing, kind of walking around the Harkle's magnificent caravan. It's a very large, almost mansion-esque thing, and you can see it's being manned by all kinds of little toys and trinkets. And you can see on the shelves there's tons of books and children's toys and strange items and trophies and trinkets just scattered all around. The only thing that kind of stands out as sort of being put on a pedestal is literally an old children's book set on a pedestal. Its pages opened up, and Thompson, kind of marching next to and standing guard watch next to Garth, has been enchanted seemingly by the environment and keeping watch over the other toys, making sure they don't get too close or try anything funny. And you can see several nutcrackers and little toy soldiers and stuffed animals, a little stuffed cat and a stuffed panda lion carrying over trays of food onto a long table.
I'm gonna go to Westora and go, hey, so that sick person, sorry, they said they had there, that happens to be none other than one psychopathic Inquisitor Demore, aka Gilles de Ray Prismari. And I was gonna go in there and do something really stupid to help him, but I don't fucking want to do that now. So what do we do?
Well, I say we find answers.
You mean ask him what he's been up to?
No, well, more than that. But, what happened. He knows more about what happened during that ritual, that event, than we do. He was there.
What if he's
Well-
like you guys and can't remember anything?
He recognized me and recognized Hadrian when we first met.
True.
All right, so then if that's the route we're going, we ask him for information in exchange for helping him.
I think that's probably reasonable.
And then we kill him?
Why would we kill him?
Yeah, what's...
Oh, I'm sorry. I seem like tap his head. Never mind. That was, I was joking.
Insight
It was funny,
check?
right? Make an
Insight
insight
check?
check.
Sure, make a deception and insight check.
No, just make an insight check. I'll tell you if you know.
Harko, I've paid for
19.
better service than this.
20.
You're supposed to be
Yeah.
helping with these bandages. As you
Yeah,
go
no,
shouting out
Hadrian
through the room.
absolutely is on the kill Jill train at this point in
Yeah.
time. Hockle, can I talk to you for a minute before we go
He's
back
kind
in there?
of looking out. Well, you enjoying the home? I mean, it's really a great place. What seems to be a problem?
Oh no, there is no problem. If anything, I mean, the candlestick and the bear singing "Be Our Guest," fucking chef's kiss to you right there, my friend. But can I just ask, why are you helping this particular person?
Oh, you mean the sick guy? Oh no, found him shouting out on the middle of the road. It seemed like he needed a bit of help, and he wasn't doing too well. I happen to have some of the medicine for the plague that's going around, and he's paying me quite substantially for the trip. But he is a bit of a tough customer, so I figure anyone who's willing to help me take care of him and get him back home to Amaris, I'd be willing to cut them in on a fair deal. So that's what I was
How
talking to
much?
you all about.
How much
Right.
is he paying you?
Well,
We won't have.
that's kind of negotiated between me and the client, right?
We won't have
Half.
for helping him.
But I'm already going to be providing you with transportation to wherever you need to go.
Is that half of what he's paying you? Is that what it's worth?
Seems worth it to me.
I don't know how business works. Am I doing good? Or sure?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
I mean,
Are you
I'm
sure?
providing the medicine. I'm providing the transportation, the exorbitant, wonderful houses to stay in, nice rooms. You won't find better rooms anywhere along the path. Room,
I'll
board,
raise my
travel.
hand, but I will wait. Until
Costs a
God
lot.
finishes his-
Costs a lot, especially because I'm not usually in the business of ferrying people. I mostly transport goods and stuff.
That makes sense to me. I mean, for a free place to stay.
Well, I
food.
mean, it seems like you need us, or need somebody quite badly to watch this guy. He seems to be a bit of a handful.
Well, I mean, he is.
They're a bit of an asshole, really.
Yeah, you could definitely say that.
Yeah, so,
Let
like-
him
so,
catch it. Hear you saying that.
Yeah. So,
Adrian's just sitting there raising his hand, like,
Professor?
Maybe a quarter of what you're getting paid.
By take care of him, do you mean take care of him or take care of him? Because one would be far easier than the other.
No. I mean, do you have any idea what would happen? I mean, I think this guy's pretty big up. I mean, he says his name's Prismari, and he seems to be kind of dressed fancy and have a nice ring, one of those singing
Mm.
Yeah.
rings.
He
So,
give me
you
one of
know-
them. I have one.
Right. So, I mean, you guys understand, right? You guys are pretty fancy and high up there as well. So, I mean,
Of course.
it's good for my business if I take care of him, right? I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah,
I mean, I obviously, if he was taken care of, I mean, that sounds so gruesome. Would never dream of doing that. At least not. I wouldn't. Some of my business colleagues. But we won't get into that.
No.
But it'd probably be bad for business. I mean, someone's going to find out that it was me or people.
But it wasn't you. It wasn't you. That's the thing.
I think. Thank you very much for your
And you see him kind of
comments.
looking around the large hat that he wears and
Yeah.
little eye holes and mouth kind of looking around.
We can discuss payment a bit more in detail in a minute, because I think Garth does have a few really good points regarding, kind of some of the difficulties of dealing with this man, which I think you really would benefit from having us do all that. And I'll speak to my bloodthirsty friend in private for a minute, if you don't mind.
Just don't talk about any of that violent stuff around the toys. They're very impressionable.
Don't worry.
Adrian is already whispering to Thompson, and if you kill them, they can't hurt you ever again. So it's sort of the best way to deal with people who break your heart, you know, Thompson?
Do not corrupt this teddy bear, please.
Too late.
When he steps away, I'll look over at Hadrian. You probably don't want to go around offering to murder people.
I didn't.
You did.
I offered to take care of him.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, by making a throat.
You're not
motion.
being subtle, Hadrian. You're not being subtle.
We are in the western part of Amaris.
Yeah.
The nearest country is a long way away. If we kill Gilles de Rais, we don't get out of Amaris alive.
But I also think he brought up a really good point, though, that if we killed him during this trip, who might get the blame? Do we really want people to get in
Harkle.
trouble?
Think of Harkle.
All right. Fine. Let's go talk to the psychopathic would-be God Inquisitor and see what his case for helping him is.
But we're already talking to you.
Westora gives Garth a little pat on the shoulder and a wry smile.
I don't believe off game that I've ever mentioned any of that shit to Garth. So
Oh, you have a psychopathic.
psychopathic, sure, but not the would-be God stuff.
You may not have had to tell him.
Fine. Let's go talk to Gilles de Rais. I'll be nice.
But you don't have to be nice. You just have to not kill him.
Oh. Well, that's considerably harder, actually, but I will do my best. And I will go back to the room where Gilles de Rais is and open the door.
Yeah.
Finally,
Westora-
service! Now change
Hello.
these bandages!
Hello, Gilles.
Wait, I recognize that voice. You're that damned... Oh, what was your name? Hadrian, right? Oh, he kind of raises his hands and begins to charge a spell. Don't you dare try anything!
I would put those hands down if I were you. You're not in the best state to be making threats right now. We are here to
See him kind of shift out
help
and stumble a little bit as he bumps into one of the
you.
shelves.
Yeah, exactly. You just proved my point.
We have been tasked of taking care of you during this trip.
And we could interpret that in multiple ways.
Oh, I
So
dare
don't
you to
force
try
our
anything.
hand.
I might
Don't.
have... He kind of huffs and kind of tries to think of something. I might not be at my best, but I guarantee you I am one of the best of House Prismari, and I will make sure to burn you all with me if you try anything. However,
We wouldn't kill a blind man. That's kind of fucked up.
who said anything
Me?
about
Yeah.
being blind?
Yeah, you didn't recognize him until he said his voice. You're clearly blind.
Can I throw a gold piece at him?
Sure.
Were you asking me if I wouldn't kill a blind man?
No, I'm saying we would.
Oh,
Can I throw a gold
Frosty,
piece at
have
him?
I killed a blind man before? Hadrian tries to think back.
You don't recall.
Okay.
Does
Fine.
he see the gold piece coming?
It does. It clinks off, and you see him shoot a firebolt, and it hits the wall.
Shit. I think he's blind.
No fucking shit. All right.
What do you want?
Chill.
You might have me at a disadvantage, but I assure you I am not to be
Oh.
trifled with.
I don't think we have you at a disadvantage. I think we have you dead to rights, and you should answer questions if you want us to actually help you here.
I recommend that you sit down and try to calm down as best you can.
Well, then one of you help me to the chair. No
I'll
funny
do so.
business.
You go ahead.
I move the chair as she's moving him to it so that he falls on his ass.
Make a sleight of hand. See if you can do that without Listora
Oh,
noticing.
no.
Should be a contested roll? Should I
Yeah,
also roll?
yeah.
What, perception? Or?
Perception.
I got a 10.
I got a 12.
Barely.
Jeez,
Oh,
and
nice.
he kind of falls and catches, almost falls onto the floor.
Slightly as he
It kind of falls onto the floor. How dare you? Which one of you did that? Oh, I thought you had more respect for positions of authority. I suppose. Must be the informed one. He kind of clambers into the seat.
As he says respect for positions of authority, Hadrian just starts laughing. That's a fucking good one.
So suppose this is to be an interrogation? Rip off fingernails? Shred skin?
Oh,
No.
no.
I would not plan on that.
You think I'm a fucking barbarian or something?
I
fits.
motion Goth and Westora aside and look down in front of Jill and say, "Oh, they're not barbarians. But you, Jill, I'm not a barbarian either. I'm not going to rip off your fingernails. Why would I? You're not fucking worth it. You're just a
See him
small,
Inflamed, like this twisting grimace of
you're a
rage.
small,
And what is it?
egomaniacal little man who wanted to be a god. And look at you now, blinded by the very
pathetic
thing you
venging
decided to bring
angel
into your
wandering
world.
the earth for so long, with absolutely no purpose or rhyme and reason. Do you have any idea the level of blood that's on your hands?
No, I don't. I trust your judgment, though. But again, we're not talking about me.
Them being competent at one's job and having ambition.
Oh, yeah, there are. But unfortunately, there aren't many worse things than being incompetent at one's job and having ambition. Because when you combine those two, you get, what's the word? Blinded, sitting in a chair in a magnificent
I
mansion
got you to
manned by
lead me to
toys.
Godric, didn't I?
And how did that work out for you?
I was not aware of all of his capabilities. I did not understand the thing that he was up against. It's not incompetence.
Oh,
actually,
I kind of
with
think that kind of
me
is.
incompetence, yeah, no,
Yeah,
with
I-
Adrian on that, like not
I'm
knowing
pretty
what
sure
you're getting
that's
yourself
incompetence.
into, yeah. You're going up against some
trusted
powerful
me?
being. I mean,
Me? Godric is my brother, apparently. And you trusted me to
And-
lead you to him?
and I
The
do
fuck are
imagine
you on?
I do imagine with Stora and Adrian talking over each other in response to that.
Yeah,
during that.
yeah.
It's
Of
just like,
course.
silence! If you'd
No.
like to ask me anything, then do so, but only as you change these damn bandages. The medicine should be on the shelf.
I will change his bandages.
Go ahead.
I will change your bandages.
I will start
Lord.
sharpening my knives.
And as I'm changing his bandages, and I will try to do it without causing him any undue pain, try to be gentle about it.
You make a medicine check.
Sure. I'm probably not the best choice for this. Nope, I rolled an 8.
You're kind of just...
I am not going to assist. I'm going to de-assist, actually. Like, kick her while she does that.
You're doing your best and mostly just changing bandages, but he's struggling and it's not going well. And you don't know how to put the medicine on.
Sit still. Sit still. God, you're worse than like a child.
You want me to hold him?
Oh,
I
dare
may
you
have to ask
try.
you. Well, he might have to if you don't. Did you want me to change your bandages or not?
Yes, just get on with it.
Give
Then
him a
sit
lollipop.
still.
That usually works with kids.
I don't have a lollipop.
Problem.
I've got some jerky. That work?
Yes.
So
I'm gonna-
like fools.
I'm going to look at
I only see one fool right now, and that's you.
And he doesn't see any fools because he's blind.
Ha!
Mhm.
Yeah, very sweet. Yes.
As you guys talk,
Look.
you could just see him like fuming at.
Look,
Can
Look.
Frosty, can I remember what he wanted out of the ritual, by the way? As I think
History
back,
check at disadvantage.
what was Jill trying to get? Okay, this is obviously going to be terrible, but I will still try. So stand back, everybody. Natural
You
one.
can't recall.
All right, well, fuck it.
Jill.
What is it?
Is this your first time feeling helpless before? Like, have you never felt like this?
I'm not helpless!
Oh, denial. That's a bad, bad thing to be in.
It seems you're pretty helpless to me. You're blind. You don't know where you are. Where are we, Jill?
We're in Emery's.
Where in Emery's? What is the nearest town?
You see him try and cast a spell as he starts trying to weave his hands together.
I slap them.
I was going to do that.
No magic.
I'll let you do it.
Fine!
As I slap them.
I don't know! I don't know where I am! I tried to teleport back to my house after that battle, and I ended up somewhere I don't even know where.
Jill, look at me. See what I did there? Jill,
Don't try
what
my
did you
pictures.
want out of the ritual? The ritual that involved Restora, myself, and that summoned Godric. What was your goal? Answer this honestly, and we can actually have a conversation here.
Ascension. I have uncovered the way that gods and power ascend and process in this world, and I had a chance to make my country glorious.
You wanted to become a god. And what would you have done as one?
Risen Amaris to the ranks that it deserves, uplifted the people and our state. I would have become king of Amaris, risen over my damn cousin.
You would. You see, I will say, with Stora and Garth, you see
Brought the
Hadrian's
control
hand
to the chaotic magic.
move to one of his knives and pull it out. He says, "You would follow
No.
the model of Ao, then."
Of course. He is
If
our god.
he-
He is our ascended parentage. We are his scions. And the
I will
glory
go
of his
Adrian.
power should belong to all of us.
I will
Hadrian.
grab Hadrian's hand with the fucking
But
dagger
those
in
of
it.
us the competence to understand it.
Don't-
I am gonna move to cut his throat. I
Do
think, at
not
that
do
point
no.
in time.
I'm holding your fucking hand.
I'm sure you are.
Make
I
a
think
fucking
you see
strength check,
Hadrian's
please.
eyes start leaking ink as he just like as fucking Jill talks about wanting to emulate Ao, and Hadrian's like,
Make contested strength checks.
Yeah. Fuck! I'm gonna
Yeah.
use my inspiration. I'm gonna use
athletics
my
or
inspiration on that.
Athletics.
Athletics.
Sorry,
Oh,
athletics
athletics.
checks.
Okay.
so it's still okay. So
I'll roll athletics. 24.
I will use my bonus action to channel my divinity, Peerless Athlete.
You wouldn't.
I will use my inspiration. Fuck.
Fuck
So you go to reach for the knife, and Garth grabs you by the hands, holding you back. And what's story? You can see it. You see him with the knife, like going.
Yeah.
So you see him kind of. You see Gilles kind of tilt his head and listen for a moment.
Don't do anything stupid, Hadrian. It's very hasty.
Jill DeRay Prismari. He's just like, again, the voice going down and moving towards a strained, like, as the ink leaks out of his eyes and the wing bursts from his back. And I will use the necrotic shroud as he, what is it you wish to do with the powers of a god that you would appropriate for yourself?
Shape this world in a better way.
And what makes you think you know what is better?
Unlike you,
What makes you think
I'm
you have any
educated.
say?
I am familiar with
I
the
attack
cruelties of this world.
I attack him.
You can try. I still have your
Yeah.
hand.
I know I can try.
All right.
I'm going to step between Hadrian and Jill.
Okay. I will say, as you're going to, you would have to attack Westora and fight off Garth. If you would like to, we can go to initiative, but you will have to fight that. They are deliberately interposing. you would not be able to get past them without harming them.
Fine.
Fine.
As Goth grabs my hand and Wistora steps in, I look at them. And the wings sort of comes back into his back and kind of looks up and just...
It's not me you should be concerned with, it's Godric.
Take the side of this would-be king, if you will.
I'm not taking sides.
I just don't think we should kill
You
him,
are.
man.
I walk out of the room. Good luck with your disease, Gilderay. The wrath of those who fell in the God's Wall shall stop your ascension before you even get the chance to try it.
I'm sorry about him. He gets like this sometimes.
He's like that this whole time. He's a slaughtering, murderous antique.
Well, I was hoping to ask you some questions. Now he's gone. Maybe we finally can. And one of those questions is about that. First off, I don't remember much about the ritual. Pieces of it's coming back to me. Can you tell me what happened as you saw it?
We were all gathered there, the Ascendants. We were
That'd be
negotiating
you.
with the Fae to make a deal.
That'd be you, Zomera, and that king from that land to the south, I believe.
Zamira, Alleluia. Myself. Hadrian. You. And a few others. We had pieced
But-
together the methods that the gods had used to acquire their powers, and were attempting to replicate it. Unfortunately, the only other entity that exists was not known to this world, but it was known to the Hadrian. An entity beyond the realms.
What did he just call Hadrian something? The something Hadrian?
The angel.
Angel. Okay. Tell me about Hadrian. He doesn't remember much of his past.
He goes by Hadrian now, but his original name was Hadriel. He was one of the angels of Ishgard, one of its guardian knights. He fell during
Okay.
the Gods' War, and became consumed and possessed by a primal being. There are only two primordials left, from my understanding. One is unknowable, the other, beyond the realms of man and the planes of existence. That's the one that communes with him. It's whispered in his mind for eons. But through him, we had hoped to open a gate and slay it before it could do any harm to this world and take its power. But we needed someone to open the door. That was your purpose. Takes a lot to open such a gate.
You wanted to kill it so it wouldn't hurt the world and take its power.
Indeed.
Why not just kill it and have no one have the power so that it won't hurt the world?
Do you think primordial entities that are the aspects of nature can be so easily severed from the material and extraplanar dimensions? The
You
power
lost
has to go
me.
somewhere. That's how the gods did it. They claimed it for themselves.
And was Hadrian planning on taking some of this power for himself as well?
He wanted to be free from it. Or at least so he said. I doubt it now. He just wants to continue the bloodshed, a war that never ends, just like his brother Godric. I didn't anticipate him convincing or disrupting the ritual. I didn't anticipate your mistake. You had changed the words. Your nervousness and drunken attitude caused the whole ritual to become folly and pulled something else out. Something else from Ishgard. Manifestations of its wrath, an unkillable entity that will be a scourge on this world and has to be stopped. Its wrath is infecting the people.
I'll find a way to stop it.
That's what I'm attempting. If it's your goal, then we have the same.
I have not been opposed to you the way that the others have.
The others are fools.
Well,
They can't see past their
frankly,
noses.
I think you are too. I don't want to deal with your petty ambitions.
There's nothing petty about them.
You were planning on being a god so you could rule a country?
To shape the world, my dear.
But you said you wanted to bring Amaris to the top rank.
Indeed.
And you wanted to be its king.
Yeah. Seems like ruling a country to me.
Look, we're not here to rehash that. The next steps is what we need to discuss. What was your plan with Godric? Surely you knew whatever this thing was he brought over was powerful. What hope did you have to fight him the way you were? Did you really think that you could be a match for him?
I had hoped to take him alive. If he dies, he'll just return to his sanctum or whatever. I haven't been able to uncover its location. But my understanding is that since he's been here, he's died several times. Even during the Gods' War, he was slain multiple times. I had hoped to disable him while he was in his weakest state. He is a chrysalis for the primordial being.
I have a question if I'm allowed. Wistor, could I ask one thing real quick?
You don't have to ask my permission. I'm not in charge here.
Jill, this ring you gave me, what's it about? Because you said it's a Prismari ring, and I've got it looked at, and it's not. It's a wither bloom, I think was the term.
I anticipated that you might have magical casters within your ranks, and decided I needed some way to keep you under control so that I could make sure to use you to get to Godric. He's interested in those some would call fated.
Tell me about this fated. What does that mean?
Well, you see, destiny and the weave of fate leave everyone on a certain path. We follow along that path, shaping it as we go, threads intertwining. But there are some, touched by destiny, who, despite their intended death, manage to not. They disrupt the ebbs and flows, reshaping the world as they go around. Shah is rather displeased of them, but fate, Sophitia, she uses them to twist and pull and manipulate the ebb and flow. Godric, of course, wants to utilize them. I believe he thinks that you are all fated. Because with the fated, he could get the attention of the gods. He could alter the course of reality itself. He could change it, shape it to his whim. That is his task. He is a wrath upon this world, and he will not stop until it is all burned and destroyed, and he has gotten the attention of the gods. And my investigation of his performance in Versailles led me to believe that he believes there's something special to each of you, that you had all been there for some purpose, and he wouldn't harm you. He wants to use you. So, I got ahead of him and used you to set my own trap.
So it's either you use us or he uses us. How about nobody uses us? Is that an option?
Somebody in this world will always use you. It's better to be the user.
If we help you, I'd have one request.
What's that?
Make it so I can take this damn ring off my finger. I will keep the ring with me so you can look in. but make it so I can take it off when I want. Is that fair?
That's all you want to help me stop Godric.
That's all I want. I don't know what Restore or Hadrian want, but that's what I want.
And you, Astora?
I want answers. Answers that you really don't seem to have. Talk about this fated thing. We've all had dreams, visions, something which we cannot explain. That's what I want to find out.
If you're seeing visions in dreams that are
Many.
uniting you, that means that you
Yes.
are indeed fated. You are all supposed to die, and fate is pulling you like puppets on a string to do something.
I want to find out what that something is and who's pulling it.
My guess would be that you're meant to stop Godric. I think the gods are afraid of him.
That's convenient.
I have a feeling that's only part of the story.
But if you wish to know more, having the allegiance and friendship of one of the most powerful mages in Amaris wouldn't hurt.
What happened back at the village by the river?
Which village?
Remind me, Flossie, he was there, right?
Jill.
The,
there was
you
a
mean
Godric's
you mean
camp.
Godric's camp?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Goddard's camp. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. What happened there?
What happened at Goddard's camp by the river, near the waterfall?
Surely you remember it.
Yes, I had law mages explore the woods. And after I had encountered Godric personally, I was able to scry on him and uncover his location. I made sure to end his pathetic rebellion where it stood.
You killed him.
No, I struck what should have been a lethal blow. And then the blackness erupted out of him and it infected me with this insidious disease.
So you didn't stop any rebellion. But you're
He
getting
killed a
his
lot of
soldiers.
people. Remind me, Flossie, they weren't all soldiers, right? They were like,
He's saying I killed his soldiers.
I know that's what he's saying, but we saw like women
They're
and children.
Many
Yeah.
civilians.
They were
Yes.
civilians.
By the way,
Yes.
Frosty, I was thinking Hadrian is hiding outside the room, waiting to go in when everyone leaves. But
Then the blackness erupted. It was like an aura of darkness and hatred. It turned the law mages against each other. It was a surprising blow. That, and I had to make sure that the disease that he's spreading couldn't infect others, so I eliminated it on the spot.
Yes,
Those were innocent people. They had no
They
dog
had
in this.
sided with Godric and were
They
inciting
were
rebellion against my glorious country. They were far from innocent.
They were stealing medical supplies to help themselves. Put
They
yourself
just-
in their shoes for once.
I don't think, Garth, inspiring empathy is going to work on someone such as this.
You're all fucking the same, these high fucking nobles.
No, they're not. And Wistora kind of gives you a slightly offended look by that.
And you, hoi polloi, are all the same. Thinking yourselves
Hoi
above your
wait.
station.
Hoi polloi? Really? Is that the language you're going to use? Hoi polloi? I expect something a bit more, creative from you. When was the last time you heard somebody say hoi polloi? Really? It was sort of like really looking at him, waiting for an answer.
Go
He's
for
just
the
kind of
throat,
looking
Wisdom.
at you frustrated. He's like,
Go.
if the shoe
Throat.
fits. These unwashed, horrible, terrible
What does-
masses that
It
infect.
doesn't. wouldn't hoi polloi refer more to you? Isn't that kind of a class sort of thing?
What is hoi polloi? What does it mean? Please, someone help me.
It refers to the
I
masses,
had
the
it back-
common
masses.
folk.
Refers to the masses. I had it backwards. Out of
Common
character, I
folk.
had it backwards. Yeah. Hoi polloi. I'm not hoi polloi.
No. You just travel amongst them, lowering yourself to their stature. They are meant to uplift those more deserving.
These people are far more deserving than you are. Maybe, I verdict's still out on some, but I can guarantee you that Garth right here is far more worthy of just about anything than you are.
You heard it here first.
Dare you? Such a common riffraff, wandering the wastes of this world with little education. I doubt he could count more than his hands and toes.
Okay. I swear.
All right. Can you help us find answers on the fated thing? Can you lead us to where we can get those answers?
Most of the research would be available in Amaris. I am a professor and an inquisitor. I have access to all of the records. I would be able to assist in any way with research. However, I will not just hand out these things for free.
We're helping you, shithead. That seems like a pretty fair payment to me. I may be dumb, I may be riffraff,
Of
but
course,
that seems pretty fair
quid
to
pro
me.
quo. Happy
Quid
to
pro
assist.
row.
What the fuck? Can we talk in common here,
Huh.
please?
Oh, I cannot wait to get in and talk to him.
My apologies. I wouldn't want to overtax the little brain inside your skull. But
You know, Jill, you're making it real hard to want to like you and help you.
Do you want us to leave and just let Hadrian come in here?
no, of
We
course
can.
not.
I'm gone.
Then-
I walked away. I'm fine. I'm not anywhere nearby.
We can tell him to come back in here. It's not
Look,
that hard.
we
I'm
could,
happy to
we could.
assist you. As long as you're assisting me, we can assist each other. I think it'd be
Right.
mutually beneficial.
Then let's knock the insults off and talk like adults, shall we?
Goes both ways.
Fair enough. You respect me, I respect you. Yeah?
I will
Turning
endeavor
the
to
camera
do
off
so.
until I'm in.
All right. So, this is what I suggest we do. We've got a job to take care of you during this trip. I will be happy to do so. You go ahead and get that ring off of Garth now, and we'll try to make it to Amaris without killing each other for now. And then when we get to Amaris, well, I need to have some kind of guarantee, your word at the minimum, that you aren't going to have us arrested,
I will.
hurt.
I will set you up in the Chateau Breton, a noble estate for your very own patronage. You can establish anything you like there and work out your research from there. I will endeavor to search my various libraries and assist you if you can help me uncover the plans of Godric. I will then also make a presentation to you as the Queen, as those who led me to his camp and helped me destroy the insidious rebels. Will you be recognized by the country of Amaris during the celebration of the Queen's birthday?
Can I see if he means all this?
Sure, make an insight check.
We gotta talk to the queen. Oh boy.
He
21.
does.
Oh.
You sense that he is a bit unstable right now. He, as you point out, he is not used to feeling helpless. And he is extremely vulnerable to whatever happened to Godric. And both has something that he desperately wants from Godric, as well as is very angry and wants revenge on Godric. And
Right.
is really willing to bend and break any of the rules. However, you'd also get from that insight that what he's proposing is also beneficial to him.
Well, I think that's a good start. We'll see how things go as time goes by.
Agreed.
All right. Can we get this ring off now then?
He waves his hands and these little blue things of light transfer. There. Finished.
Take it off.
You try and take it off? Yeah.
Oh, holy shit. Why is my finger purple?
You broke it.
That is right.
You broke it and then hurt it again. I think at least one other time.
Well, sorry.
You haven't been taking very good care of your hand.
I mean, it's just a hand.
Yeah, says somebody who uses a bow.
I've got 5.
And
Fine,
make sure to tell that animal that you have outside that should he attempt anything, I will burn him, you, Hoggle, and everything within a mile radius down.
I'll tell you what I think. I think you better come up with a really good reason why that man shouldn't kill you, or he will. And threatening him isn't going to work.
You can't negotiate with an animal.
Well, you're going to have to. Because we're not going to be in this room with you 24/7.
And whenever they leave, I will sneak in, just as an FYI. But
Yeah. You kind of mentioned that thing. I'm not saying that because you said that. I'm just trying to convince him
He
to
says,
try
I know,
to
I know.
I've
try to make
already-
peace with you
I've
somehow.
already acted on good faith by removing the curse. I expect you to do the same and keep your pet beast on a leash.
He is not my pet.
He's not mine either. I have a bear.
He you negotiated with us. We've come to an agreement.
It's hard
We
for me
don't
to
control
uphold the
him.
agreement if I'm dead.
I will do what I can. But what I can is very limited. I'm just trying to help you, all right?
There's gonna
I'm
be
telling you, we're not going to be able to stay in here the whole time. You're probably going to have to deal with him at some point, and your threats are going to do jack and shit with him.
there's gonna be give and take.
And-
in
and
jail.
I will say that I don't know if there's like a high, there's a high common kind of way of saying jack and shit. What was Storm
Jack
Will?
and Jill.
That's right. Will say that in a highfalutin language.
Okay.
But it will be like a crude version.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's jack and shit just in a different language that's if you want, I'll stay in here for a few minutes until you come up with a plan. But then we're leaving. And I have no idea when he's coming in here. But I can guarantee you he probably will.
I'm already in. I'm just up on the ceiling, like.
Yeah, but
Spider-Man.
I don't know that.
I know. I'm just.
I don't even know if
fucking
you're I don't even know if you're really
Well-
planning on coming back in. I'm just assuming you're
Yeah.
gonna want him dead. And you're gonna
Chill.
do something to kill him at some point.
You're lucky.
I'm gonna
I
want
was
to talk to
here.
him.
He was going to stab you. By the way, I think you should know that. You can't
You're
see
lucky he didn't try it. If he had, you would have all died.
a fat
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah, okay, look. If you want to keep telling yourself this, feel free. I
Let me
understand.
ask you, do you think a mage of my prestige is ever fully unprepared for an assassination attempt?
I'm sure you're not. I'm sure that you would have some ability, but I know you're not at your best right now. And that's a gamble. You might sit here and feel like you've got a plan. But whatever plan it is has a chance of failing. And I'm just trying to tell you that you're going to have to try to convince him in some way.
And how do you propose I convince a murderous lunatic not to do what he does best?
That's the fun part. That's your job, not ours.
Look,
If we're
If
to
this
work
goes
together,
wrong,
it seems like it's
and-
our job.
if this goes wrong and you die, and we can't go back to Amarisa, we gotta go do something else, we'll find some other way. But for you, if you're dead, you're dead. Amarisa isn't the only place with a library. Amarisa isn't the only people who might care
you
about
trust the libraries of Valakia, where they sided with with Aldwin? Curse yourselves with undeath. Oh, you must truly be more desperate than I.
Valikia is quite a shit place. He has a point.
Yeah, I wasn't really necessarily planning on going there. Just pointing out that I think his death means more to him than it does to us.
Fair.
I'm saying that we're in this together. It is not up to either of us. If we intend to stop Godric, figure out why you're fated, and make any sort of difference, then we will have to work together.
All right, in that case, I'll make a deal with you. I'll call in Hadrian right now. We'll be in the room with him to make sure he doesn't hurt you while we're here. And you two can discuss. Or we can leave.
Very well.
All right. Wasora will go to the door, open it, and look around for Hadrian.
I will pat Jill on the shoulder and say, very smart decision.
Make a perception check.
Don't patronize me.
I'm not. It was very smart for you to choose
Not
this.
expecting to see Hadrian. Oh,
You
I
could
do.
see Hadrian
I
sort of
got
like
lucky.
concealed very, very well, but up sort of in the rafters of the Magnificent Mansion.
I will say I barely saw you, so like I just see the glint of that weird sword you have or something like that, and then I look up.
You
Because
see
I only beat you by one, because you had a 21.
Yeah.
And I had 22. All right, so
Make a Constitution save if you've been holding yourself in the rafters this whole time.
It would be hilarious if all of a sudden you just fall down.
I think that's fine. 14.
You're shaking, but you're holding yourself up.
It's fine.
Adrian, can you come down for a minute?
I will drop down.
Did you overhear our conversation?
Some of it. Goth, can you come out of here for a second? I need to talk with you two.
But we're not supposed to leave the room.
It's
until
fine.
you're
It's
in
fine.
here.
It's really fine. Just come out here for a second.
Thompson, watch him.
Sword up, like, stance and, like, gets into a guarding. Standing in front of Jill.
Good job. I'll go out.
All right. The second Goth leaves the room, I enter it and close the door.
Well,
I will
you
break
would
that
have. The thing
fucking
is,
door down.
if he's stepping out and standing in the, like, Westora and him are standing in the doorway.
Are they standing in the doorway or are they in the hole? Because I assume they were coming to me, like, a little bit away. So I'm trying to move past them.
I
was going to say, you would have to
I
move
did
past
not leave
them and try and get into the past them.
All right,
into the
fine.
door.
Then I won't do that. I will look at both of them and just raise an eyebrow. I need to talk to him.
Yeah.
And
We'll
you will.
be in there.
And that won't happen.
We can't do that.
If you two are in there, I will not be able to get out of here. Trust me, I don't.
If we're not in there, you're going
If
to
you're
kill
not
him.
in there, you're going to kill him.
I don't intend to kill him.
You already. It doesn't matter what you intend, Hadrian. I've noticed a lot of the times what you intend and what ends up happening are not often the same thing.
You don't see the black shit out of your eyes and like the wing. You are not the same person, and I think you remember that.
Okay, I'm gonna grab him by the shoulder, leading. Okay, so here's what we do. I enter, and you don't mention that you're there. So he thinks he's alone with me, and I can get more answers out of him. But if that black shit starts dripping inappropriately, you can stop me.
We've already made a deal with him that we'd be there.
Well, I will just tell him that I circumvented the deal. I've altered the deal. Pray I don't go for it further.
I'm not. I gave my word.
Me as well. My word being.
And I stick with what I promise. I told him I would not leave him alone with you.
Fine.
And you cannot blame me for saying.
You tried to stab him.
I just walk into the room, start shrugging my first shoulders.
I'll go in after him.
Yeah, so Astora's right after.
All right. As you
I will
guys walk into the room, is everyone here?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He waves his hand and the door slams shut, snaps his fingers, and a little glowing ball of fire appears in the center of the room and then condenses and starts to glow. There!
You see? What did I
Now we're on
tell
equal
you?
footing. You harm me, that goes off and kills us all. So let us negotiate.
I lean forward with him. You think
Well,
my life is
to
some
be fair-
precious?
To be fair, we've already negotiated with you, so you're just
Yeah.
talking to him, right?
Yes. But now
Okay,
this will
good.
tell you whether or not he values your lives as well.
Yes. Well, let's just have a seat. Wasora will go over and sit down.
I look at Westora and Garth and give him the expression of, "This is why I told you to stay the fuck out." And look at Dylan.
I'm-
You think my life is
Westora
some
does not look
precious
surprised.
thing to me? You know how many millions I've killed. Why would I care about me or these other two? You.
I'm gambling on it. I don't think you want that much more blood on your hands. I think that was the whole thing. You were trying to undergo some shift and change, hoping to be a better you. It's why you can't remember anything.
You
Block
see,
it all out for your own well-being because you just can't handle it anymore. Too much guilt weighing on your conscience.
Gilderay, being a better you, it still means you're you. And a better murderer, as I say, like getting very close to his face, is still a murderer. So, I know you, Gilderay, and I know there is no being, no principle, no cause you value more in this world than what is best for Gilles de Rais. Your pride is your sin and undoing. And we will talk on those terms as one of wrath who wishes to destroy all, and one of pride who wishes to remain. So, tell me, Gilles de Rais, if the ritual had succeeded, a couple of questions. One, what would have become of Sora?
You were cutting out.
Two,
I didn't hear your first question.
sorry,
You cut out.
what would have become what would have become of Westora? That's the first question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
He says,
Yep.
she was the sacrifice, of course.
At two. So she have died for your pride.
One can't make an omelet without breaking eggs. It was nothing personal.
Gilles de Rais, do not talk to me about
And it wasn't
culinary
my idea.
philosophy. I cock my head. Question number two. Had you gotten all that power, what would you have done with it? How would you have improved Amaris and the world? Gilles.
Step by step. Piece by piece.
That is not a fucking answer. I want specifics. I heard your bullshit about lesser individuals. I have been praised. Your disdain
you're
for
breaking up.
Garth is.
You lagged out and roboted.
I'm sorry.
You're back to normal now, but it comes up and it just sort of happens
Okay.
randomly.
I'm sorry.
Nope, it's
Your
okay.
disdain for Garth is clear. Would you have created a better world for all?
Indeed. It would have been so much safer without all of the magic running around. You have no idea how dangerous it is to let magic be in the hands of such simpletons.
Simpletons.
No offense, of course.
Some take it.
Very.
Many taken.
And why are you Gilles de Rais, not a simpleton?
I have studied, I have education, and I have the divine blood of Ao running through my veins, the shaper of this world and its greatest king. And we would have spread the glory of Ameresian way of life to the rest of this world. A god of this world living on it, not banished, ascended and been closer to our Father in heaven.
Oh, that is fucking fantastic. I love that for you. I love you attempting to hold the sun up with your hands as Ao holds it up with his horns. Even as you
The sun is
crawl
not
in the
mine to
filth
hold
of
up.
this world.
Mine is to ensure the safe use of magic.
I know he can't see me, so I'm just making very rude expressions at him, but mostly just cocking an eyebrow. And Gilles de Rais, why are you better than my brother?
Your brother? He's a dead fool, long lost to this world that should have fallen just like you with all of Ishgard and its impurities, its lack of understanding of this world.
I attack him. I mean, I punch him. I don't stab him.
I cast hold person.
He did not lose his concentration check, so his delayed blast fireball does not go off. You're casting hold person on
Hadrian.
All right, Hadrian, make a wisdom save.
Yeah, he's fine.
I'm just punching him.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
We agreed that he wouldn't be hurt.
Well, no, we agreed he wouldn't kill him, but I don't know that, right? I mean, I just see you move and attack.
You see a fist. I mean, he's not drawing his sword.
But I don't know what your goal is. I don't know what you're trying to do.
My focus might waver.
Adrian, it's not your call to make. This is a group. We agreed that we would not kill him as a group. It's not your call.
You agreed. He blasphemes.
Last I checked, we were
and
friends.
Mocks the pain. He mocks the people who killed Lorelio.
You know, Adrian, he did say one thing that I really do think is true. And that is that you are trying not to be the person you used to be. I've seen it. Now here's your chance. Don't fuck it up.
I pull out my sword.
Already must be.
Gilles raises his hand here in the
my head. So I sort of have the blade above my head. And I look at Gilles. I just smash the sword into my own foot.
I need to make an attack roll for Gilles.
Mistora did not have anything prepared. She was going.
That's on me, so I will miss myself. Funnily enough, but
you go for your own foot and said it like smashes through the floor.
I hit the floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is Gilles? There he is.
He's right in the chair there.
Yeah, we know, Garth. We know.
So funny. So funny.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope everybody on the stream appreciate that dad level pun.
Unfortunately, he can't cast it. He can't see you. He goes to wave his hand in response, like anticipating the attack to respond, and the magic just kind of, you see lightning and fire kind of crackle together in midair for a split second and then evaporate.
The hand, like the blade smashes into the ground. Il Dre Prismari. You will thank the store of fresh snow for your worthless, wormy life. You crawls upon the ground and feeds off of your betters, and mocks the pain of those who died in the God's War. Were she not right, I would have cleaved you head to toe, and damn the fire that would have consumed us both. And yet I see you now. And I know the wrath of those who died in Ishgard, and those whose pain you mock will consume you head to toe until you die screaming, begging for the mercy of a God who doesn't care. And I just walk out of the room, slam the door behind me.
Well, that went well.
He really doesn't care about our lives. Yeah.
Precisely. You should consider your traveling companions better.
I think there's more to him than that.
I suppose we shall see.
I didn't
And he wave his hand and
No.
and release the delayed blast fireball. That would have been really
And now
nasty
I
if it had
attack.
gone up.
That's right. Rushes back in the room. Ah, I got you. Fooled you all. I meant what I said about it. You said the same thing. Let's hope we're right about that.
Time will tell. Now, can you please get these bandages fixed and put that medicine on?
Here, I will do it this time.
Very well.
I will try.
He's
Fix
better
these
at it than I
bandages.
am.
Make a medicine check.
Medicine check. 22.
Oh yeah. As
Much
you do, you
better at it
actually
than I am.
see his eyes start to clear up a little bit as the medicine soaks in,
Like a fucking
and
child.
some of the bruising evaporates and seems to, like, the black ink seems to just evaporate out of the skin. You put the bandage on with some of the medicine. He's kind of like, "No, I'm tired."
You're tired.
Look,
Sorry.
in fairness to him, he is actually very sick.
I'm sorry. That was rude. I'd like to apologize.
Sick people, when you're ill, you need rest. So
Of course.
we will excuse you, or excuse ourselves from your room.
Okay. As you guys kind of step out, you see the door kind of close, and you hear sparks and sort of shouting, and some. You can hear the sounds of magic getting woven. And like, ow, my damn toe! What is this shove you? Some grubbiness as you guys kind of step out. Hadrian, as you walk out of the room, what are you doing?
Sorry, my mic was muted. So as I slam the door, I'm just gonna go find. I'm gonna go find a space to sit and just kind of like his knuckles. I think my knuckles are just it's gripping as tight, and like my nails cutting into my own hands as I'm finding a spot, and I'm just manage to sit and just grab a teddy bear. I'm gonna grab Thompson and cuddle him so aggressively that his
Thompson's with
fucking
me yet.
shield. Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Well then I'll grab a
Sorry.
different toy.
You should just grab
but
one of the, like, a stuffed panda, and he's like kind of flailing as you're
I'm gonna grab a red pen and just like, you're mine now, and I'm gonna squeeze it very tight and then throw it to the side and just. And I'm gonna close my eyes breathe in, and open the book of sort of poems, sketches, and songs that I carry with me, and just begin writing a tragic ballad about somebody who I can barely remember, named Aurelio, and the tragedy is the absence of memory in the ballad itself. It's the love and the perfection that are so much more a concept than a person at this point. The person has been lost in that sadness of forgetting who she was, as sort of incidents of tears.
Hi everyone. Trying to make sure that we're live again. There was apparently a hiccup in the internet connection here. So give us just a moment.
Yeah, it's live. It's live now. I can see it.
Yeah, we're live.
We're good.
All right.
I'm going to ask him about serpent scale mail because the armor that I have on now is good, but it's not as protective as it could be with my mobility. So,
Well, I'm kind of familiar with it, but you know, it's a bit out of my league. It's kind of illegal to trade and such stuff around here. I mostly just keep trinkets, odds and ends. Most of the people I trade with can't afford that kind of stuff. If you're looking for something like that, I mean, probably want to head to the capital, but you need to have a pretty hefty license or a good connection to be able to get something like that.
I'll nod at him and just.
That being said, if you'd like a fancy cloak that billows and makes you look dramatic, I definitely could set you up.
Ooh, could you make that a fancy leather trench coat instead? Because I kind of want. Wait. Instead of a billowing trench cloak, could it be a cloak or a trench coat that, if you threw it off, would return to you after the fight was done? So you could dramatically take it off, and then it would always come back.
Fortunately, I don't got anything like that.
Damn, my search continues. But more seriously, Harkle, I have a question.
Well, feel free to ask. I don't have all the answers, but I do got some. You know, I read a lot.
Have you ever been in love?
He kind of looks down.
Not with yourself.
No, he's just kind of looking down, and he's like, I suppose me and someone close loved each other like family once.
What was her name?
His name was Matthew, and he took good care of me. And I owe what I am to him. And I looked after him. He got sick. Passed away.
With what? The black or something else?
No, just... We'd known each other for years. Special to each other. And sometimes people just... Their bodies don't work. And you can see him kind of... Well, I don't think it's much to go into. Make a persuasion check as you try and...
I'm not trying to force information out of him, but I will make it like that based on.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if he's willing to open up.
18.
So he kind of looks at you and he says, all right. Now, I don't tell very many people this, so you gotta keep it a secret.
Comes the word.
Kind of lifts up his hat, and you see a little wooden doll head underneath the hat with just a like drawn on almost in crayon face. He slides the hat down. My owner, sweet boy, got sick. I was his favorite toy. Wasn't this big, kind of tiny. Points at one of the soldiers, and he came down with something, got really sick, and he made a wish that we could go on all the adventures that he used to read about and tell me about, that we'd play, that we had in the yard amongst the trees with all the other toys. Something heard his wish. It was last night. Stars blessed me and made me into a real man, I guess. Most people treated me like I was just trash. Didn't understand what I was. So, but Guild saw an opportunity in me, took me under their wing, and I've been traveling and having adventures and making sure that all these toys stay safe and get to have adventures themselves. We're all family here. So I suppose you could say that I love all of me and my brethren and sisters. I love my owner. And I have my adventures for him. He kind of tilts his hat up.
I just move in and give him a hug. I'm sorry.
As you give him a hug, you can feel the sort of oversized wooden toy underneath the clothes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I you don't decide what you're born or made as. And that you can remember that, and remember that relationship, and remember that feeling is. I only have a name.
At least you
I
got the
think
name.
you,
Sometimes that's all that matters.
what's in a name, though? That which you call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, no? As long as you remember what it is, that's what matters.
You can smell the rose. I can't.
I'm sorry, that was insensitive. But you get the metaphor, right? Like
But the
listen,
name, I mean, everyone's got their own memories. A memory to anybody else, love to anybody else would be just the same. But what matters is that it's to you. It's your story. Your adventure.
I don't know that it is anymore. Actually,
Well, if it's not your story, then it's everyone else's. Make it a good one.
Mhm.
I
What
gotta
was
get
that
carrying
trinket
these
over
crates.
there? I said, he says as he's like pointing to like random dolls and just trying to distract the conversation.
As they come walking out of the room. Harkle goes and grabs a crate and kind of carries it out.
Wastora is going to go up to Hadrian when she leaves the room. Is Garth with her, or is he going to go off and do his own thing? You're on mute, Kevin.
I'm with you.
Yeah, Wastora will go up to Hadrian. Are you still kind of like sitting on the ground? You got your you probably stood up to speak to.
Yeah, I'm just in a chair at this point in time, sort of sitting.
Wastora will come over and she'll say, you know, I'm proud of what you did or didn't do. It is very difficult to change who you are.
He didn't deserve it.
Doesn't really matter if they deserve it. What matters is that you have control. And that you are who you want to be.
And who do you want to be? Restore fresh snow.
I don't know. Good friend. A good person with a place and purpose. Maybe kind, considerate, faithful.
I don't know what I want to be either. I know I don't want to be a ubiquitous murderer. But sometimes a killer is needed.
Well, we've all had to kill. All the people here, all three of us have, when we felt it was necessary. Together, in fighting against those kobolds.
Jill is a far worse enemy than those fucking kobolds.
He is.
You do realize that in showing him mercy, we show mercy to a person who has not only the desire, but the power to make themselves into something as a god.
If I do not trust him, but
nor should you.
But killing him now would not help us any. And
Why?
it would not, because we're kind of stuck in this. You want to figure out what's going on with Godric. You want to find your answers to what these dreams are and what they're trying to tell us, or who's pulling the strings. I'm assuming so. If not, why are you continuing to do this? Why not just walk off?
Because I have a responsibility.
Of what?
To what?
To stop the evil that I helped unleash.
Well, then that's the same thing.
It's
No,
the same answers.
No,
you
Jill is part of that as well.
They are all part of that. You're part of that.
I am. And if I stop Jill, if I kill Jill and I kill Godric, then my next step will be to eliminate myself.
There's more than Jill and Godric. There were others there. And there's whatever this primordial being is that's manipulating Godric. Or helping
Black whispers.
If we go in half-cocked and just start killing people before we know what we need to do to stop this, then we will get nowhere.
I shake my head and just look up and... Very well. I am with you in this fact-finding endeavor.
There will be a time.
Jill and Godric and the others are gone, you will destroy me. I will hold you to it.
Well, I make no promises. I believe that whatever you may have done in the past, that if you really want to change, then there would be no need to kill you.
And that, Restore Fresh Snow, is why you were worth saving, and the others in the ritual needed to be condemned. And I'm going to go off and try and commune with Mogus for a bit while the others are doing their thing.
All right. Westora and Garth, what are you doing?
Things seem to be, as far as Vestora is probably concerned, there's nothing particular she wants to do until she can find more answers, and probably won't get that until we help. Excuse me. Thank you. Jill get to where he wants to go. So,
I would like to have a quick word with Westora.
All right.
okay. So yeah, so Adrian walks off. Vestora's sitting there. She probably is looking thoughtful when you try to say something to her.
Westora,
Yes, Gar.
do you trust him?
Yes, I do.
You do. He said himself that if you didn't step in, he would have killed all of us in that room. Do you trust that?
I trust that he is trying to be something better. And we all have made mistakes. There is, you heard Jill earlier, there is a part of me that is at fault here as well. We're all trying to be better people. I trust that that's what he's doing. And in the end, that's good enough for me.
I don't buy it.
That's fair. I'm not going to try to convince you to. But I will say that, as far as I can see, we're stuck with him. And so, if you are going to try and work through this, I hope that you and him find a way to trust each other again.
I'll try. Well, I can't make a promise.
Nobody's asking you to.
All right. Where are we sleeping tonight here? Do you know where the rooms are?
No, we can go ask.
Let's go ask real quick.
See Harkle kind of outside selling some wine and bottles of beer to a few people and buying up a few trinkets and fish for everything as you guys kind of step out. And Hadrian has disappeared, but
Where do we stay?
oh well, if you guys are helping with taking care of whatever his name is, you're welcome to stay within the caravan.
We are.
Did we agree on a price?
Oh,
Is it just the
that's true.
trip?
I still want a quarter.
I think a quarter is reasonable of whatever.
Make a
You
persuasion
should have
check.
seen the scene in that room.
Should one of us roll with assistance, or
Yeah, I'll say with advantage.
who
What a
do you
roll?
think should be the primary role? I mean, I would.
I've been
Garth
negotiating.
Garth has been the one negotiating,
Yeah.
so
Shoot,
Yeah.
advantage. Oh god.
Just so you know, in the future, I have a +9, so
I got a big 0.
maybe
5.
so you're trying to help but the negotiation just isn't really going very well, and Garth is trying, and
after a while, the store will probably put a hand on Garth's shoulder after he's like, "Okay, yo."
yeah,
he goes
kind
a third, because he knows less than a quarter.
yeah.
A third. The store puts a hand on his shoulder. He goes, Garth, let's just call it a night.
This is not over yet, Harkle.
I still say it's
Westora
fairly
looks
fair
at
price. I mean, food, board for the time it takes to get to Maurice. I mean,
How about one of them trinkets we got a deal?
I might consider that. I'll give it a thought.
All right, let me know.
we'll so Gareth, this is what a third is. And then it's
All right.
the trailing off.
Yeah.
As Westora futilely tries to explain fractions.
God.
All right. Hadrian,
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to
Yeah,
go
I
off
was-
and talk to Mogus.
Yeah, I
So
guess.
just
I mean,
finding a
I'm-
random spot outside of town, just into the woods.
Yeah, I'm confused. I want to know what the fuck is going on, and he told me to swear certain things, and I don't know what he's talking about tonight.
So what are you doing as you wander into the woods and find a nice little stump to sit down, sort of collapsed tree to sit down on?
I'm going to pull out my sword and sit on the stump and just. All right, Mogus. You came to me before, and you said we would talk when I was ready. When I was ready to start a war. To swear whatever the fuck you said. I wasn't listening because you're not that interesting. But I just spoke to a man who impugned everything that in my mind I stood for in my history. And yet I want so badly to stop my brother. And neither of them can be stopped without a war. Without mass death. So what the fuck do you want from me? If I'm going to be your war bringer, fine. Fine. But give me something beyond just kicking the shit out of me. Or both. I mean, we can do both. As I'm kind of like taking the blade, the great sword, and looking at it, this strange thing. I still don't know what it means, but I don't know what this is. I don't know what I am. I don't know what she was.
Make a religion check as you desperately pray for something.
I'll use a hero point and inspiration.
You've already
Okay,
used your
that's
inspiration.
16. No, I didn't.
Yeah, when I was grabbing your hand.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I did. Yeah, all right, 6. Fuck it.
So you're desperately out there yelling at the woods for something, some kind of sign, anything, and get no
Fucking
response.
religion. As I get no response. It's Mogus. Could I at least make a history check or an athletics check or something to punch a tree in the right way?
Nope.
All right, I'll just.
Make a wisdom save.
Oh, because I love these. 1 second. 18.
Okay.
Can I fail that intentionally?
Nope. So you spend a few like an hour out in the woods
Are
just
you
shouting,
sure?
yelling at the woods, desperately trying to get Moza to like, come on.
No, I'm not. Honestly, I'm not even trying to get his. It's the gods in general that I am screaming at. That between the whole fated thing and Nylea and Deska,
You weren't there for the fated conversation. Just a brief
No, but
mention.
we have talked about it in our group though. We have with Sophia and the revelations
That
regarding
fate
us.
might be manipulating you. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like that's what I'm like. That's what I mean. You know, the word fated is not. But I. It's not. Mogus is the god on his mind because he's the god who just kicked his ass a couple of days ago. But I. I'm really just desperately asking for who am I to you and who are you and what the fuck is going on? And please, like,
Very desperate moment. Roll a
yeah,
D100.
98. That's very high.
All right.
Is that a good thing or a bad?
So as you're kind of sitting there, kind of exhausted after shouting at the top of your lungs. And what does it matter, boy? What purpose could you bring? You sit here whimpering in the woods, asking for guidance, yet you know the answer in your heart. You revel in battle. Kind of figure sitting on a bit of a log, just pushes a tree over and sits down on it. You know it in your heart. It's what you live for, and always have. Who cares what the purpose is? It is a chance for you to fight and scream and rejoice. To test your mettle and your ideals. And what greater contest is there than that? To have your heart dance upon the battlefield. I do not see you as my warbringer, but another warrior.
my heart has danced upon many a battlefield and many a time, and it still rejoices. And yet my mind recoils.
There's one fight that can never be won, and that is a fight against oneself. That battle is a losing one as soon as it is acted on, and the only way to win the war is to deny the battle. No, you need purpose, set out to create glorious conflict and war, to challenge men's dreams and ambitions, to have the future and destiny clash against each other on the battlefield. That is what it means to war. That is what it is to be a warrior.
You talk of what it is to be a warrior.
But all I sense in you is the sniveling coward who cannot pick up his sword, who does not know
you!
where to direct.
I attack him with my sword. I just go right for him.
All right. Make it to hit roll. He just catches your sword in his hand. You have no purpose behind your strikes. No ambition. No goal. Your heart doesn't dance. It falters.
I need vengeance. And I'll attack him again. What is with my rolls? Can I please get an inspiration for these shitty rolls?
No. So you draw the sword and try and swing at him, and he just bats you to the side as you hit the ground.
Ugh.
Vengeance is not a dream, but the death of them. Wars are not fought for vengeance. Wars are not fought for pettiness. Wars are fought to shape the world. To test one's dreams. To test one's ambitions.
Lorelio, do you know the name? As I pull the blade and attack him again. Jesus Christ.
Of course not.
Sorry, that I didn't mean to be a point there.
As you try
Why?
desperately to find him, he is just smacking you around.
No,
Like you
I
are.
know he is. I am fully aware. It's not going to fucking stop me from trying. As I'm going to cast Bless on myself.
It doesn't
And
seem to work.
okay, well then I'm just going to look at him and narrow my eyes and just, you were part of the destruction of Ishgard.
And what a glorious fight it was! We were shaping the destiny of this world. Our ideals of Aruk against the noble ideals of Ishgard. Our warriors waged their hearts against each other, and the angels and blades rang as a chorus on that battlefield.
There's a 24 hit as I attack him again. Fuck!
He's just swinging, he's just smacking around.
As he throws me back around.
Have so much to learn. That war ended, but a new war rises. Our world is on the brink of another great war. And you could play such a glorious role. Find it. Pick a side. Find your dreams and let your heart soar and beat with passions that you would deny yourself.
As I narrow my eyes at him, I say, I know that war is over. My brother doesn't.
And let him bring his war to the gods. It will be a shining moment and shape the future destiny of this world.
And I will let him try. But I will try with all the passion in my breast and all the vision in my heart to stop him.
And why would you do such a thing? Why? Why does such a fate call out to you? You have nothing in your heart but regret.
I have something. I have purpose. I want to help the people.
By your swordsmanship.
Fuck you! You're a god of war. You can't fucking talk.
As you manage to finally get through his parries and scrape against the armor. There is no weight to your blade as he just grabs you and picks you up by your shirt, by your hand with your sword.
I will
he's holding him. The hand that you're holding the sword in.
I'll headbutt him.
You're swinging wildly and everything. He says, "No, little one. You claim purpose. You claim ambition. You claim goals and reek of regret. You reek of hesitation. You stink of kindness.
Okay.
But learn. Find it in your heart. Find Frosty, your dream.
Out of curiosity, can I, as he's holding me there, I assume with some because I really want to hit him. Can I take a bunch of damage to hit him as he's grabbing my neck? Okay, fine.
No, he's eventually he's got you. He gave you your you were swaying wildly at him, and he's basically make an insight check as you hear him.
16. So I'm rolling so badly.
He is telling you that you are so torn between everything and overburdened by these questions and guilt and regret and desire to be violent and desire to not be violent and these constant conflicting emotions that basically he's saying you don't have, because you're such a mess inside, you don't even know what you want, that you don't have an ambition or a goal or a purpose or a drive to do anything. You don't even know why you want to stop Godric at this point. You just don't like what he's doing. That the idea that he could burn the world down just bothers you. But you don't have a thing that you're caring for, fighting for, or a dream of some kind. And that without that, you're kind of, at least in his opinion, right? This is kind of what he's telling you. That,
I get it.
And he's telling you, find it. Find it. And he tosses you to the side.
As he is holding me and tosses me to the side and is saying find it, I say, I did find it. And you took it.
And you, as you say that, you don't see him there anymore.
I'll just lie on the ground with my fucking attack rolls that are shit, having prevented me from hitting him, and just breathing heavy and fuck you. Fuck you, Mogus. And fuck you, Ao. And fuck you, Shaw. And all of you. I don't get it. I don't get what you want or what you are. You're just fucking cruel. So I sort of break down and start sobbing.
All right. I think that's where we're going to take our break tonight. Thank you for following us, Dave Caesar. We're going to take a brief pause tonight. We will see all of you back here in a few minutes. Yeah. See you soon. And we're back. All right, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us for our brief break. Hello, everybody. We left off with you guys, Hadrian kind of settling off out in the mists after telling the gods to basically go fuck themselves. And the others, Westora and Garth, settling in for the night. So I believe this is a good point for you guys to take a long rest. As the next day, after settling, did Hadrian sleep outside, or did he go to one of the rooms in the magnificent caravan?
I eventually would have gone back into one of the rooms.
All right. That morning, you would see Harkle kind of packing up. Considering Garth's role, I'm just going to assume you continued to do your treatments for Gilles the next day. But there is a breakfast kind of prepared by the stuffed animals. For you guys, as you finish your rest up and kind of have a moment. Is there anything you'd like to do this morning before Harkle prepares to head out, as he is packing up all of his trade goods?
I don't have to do it before we leave. It can be while we're on the road, but I will want to go speak with Jill briefly on my own.
All right. Yeah, you would probably... is there anything you'd like to do this morning, or anything you guys would like to talk about in the morning? Eventually, you guys head out. Harkle has to be out front, outside of the caravan, kind of manning his donkey to carry the caravan. And Westora, you have a moment while you're on the road, to talk with Gilles, and it'll be a few days of travel, quite a few days of travel along the roads, making your way to Amaris. During that time, Garth's doing his treatments, and after about the third day, Gilles' sight has returned thanks to the medicine. It definitely seems to, he seems to be kind of on the mend. Most of the black splotches have disappeared. His sight's returned. But you kind of have a moment with him in his room. He's kind of keeping to himself.
Zamora will, Westora will, during the trip, in moments that she has along with him, she's not going to hide the distaste she's already displayed for him or anything like that. But she will be courtly and polite, for one of his station kind of thing. Show him, sort of show him the respect that he probably thinks he's due.
And as long as you're maintaining that, he actually seems to treat you with a modicum of respect, and as though he would treat another person in the courts.
Yeah. That's that. Yeah, because I figured that'd be the case because he and I both are pretty set in those traditions, those ways.
Yeah.
But when we do have a moment, I'd like to like in the middle of one of these conversations, uh, Basora will say, uh, I'd like to learn more about Zomera's role in the ritual, if you know much about it.
Zamira lives in the Feywild. She's the queen of the Autumn Court, with her changing colors. She sees a world where there's not a seasonal court, but one court of all seasons. She's been quite ambitious in trying to negotiate treaties and handle everything, and she's helped prepare the ritual, even the circle, negotiated with Jaru for use of the place, and several of the other courts, and even inquired to have you attend. She thought that you would be the perfect person for the ritual. Her ambitions were to... her role in the ritual, if you were, was to plan out the exact dealings that would be used. She's quite good with deals.
Yes. Well, I mentioned once before, as you know, I have gained some abilities, I believe, from the transaction or deal I made to participate in the ritual with Samara. Do you know anything about that?
Fey deals often have many unforeseen consequences, whether the deal goes off or not. You offered yourself, as well as all the others, and in exchange for your place, you were supposed to be elevated to a more prestigious position. So you were given Fey magic. It only makes sense. At least that would be my theory.
What do you think would be Zomera's attitude towards me at this point?
Well, you haven't done much to advance her position now, have you? I doubt she's very pleased. But of course, working with me, helping stop Godric, and helping to acquire these powers would go a great way towards getting you in her good graces.
Well, can you get me in touch with her?
There are ways of communing with the Fae, yes, and I do have the ability to send messages. If there's anything in particular that you'd like me to say, I could of course extend it to her. You would be limited to 25 words. Well, let us say 20. I would need to extend that it was me and communing with her on your behalf.
Are you offering to do this now?
No. I need a little bit more action on your part in regards to stopping Godric.
Very well.
But it is within my ability, dear.
Thank you. And that's the end of the conversation.
As says, but what of your goals? I mean, surely you wouldn't have wanted to be elevated for no reason. You obviously have some ambitions.
I think my ambitions differ than some others. I view myself more in a role of duty. I don't think I offered to help for the sake of a specific reward. More because I felt I was obligated to.
So you understand that serving one's country and people can come at a price.
Yes, a personal price. But that is very different from the type of prices that might cost a price that costs other people.
But it is those in the position of power that choose who pays that price, as you were chosen, and you were completely willing.
Well, I do not think I would very willingly sacrifice others as easily as I would sacrifice myself.
The thing about being at the top of the food chain is there are so many concerns that spread across our tables. Worries of the world and the people and the masses. And no one would be willing to sacrifice themselves for their brothers or sisters. And so those of us in power have to make decisions on their behalf, for their safety, for their well-being. As you rise through the ranks, you eventually come to see that these prices are necessary.
I do not think I would have eventually ended up in that specific role. I sought only to serve. I do not think I did not think about such.
Well, you should
Ambitions.
start thinking about it, as you are beginning to take place in a much higher prestige, especially once we get to Amaris. Can't have you guys walking around as common rat folk. No. Assisting me in the task of taking on Godric, you will be elevated to a most noble, prestigious position.
Yeah.
All the better
Whatever's
for us to
necessary.
assist each other.
Yeah.
Now tell
As
me,
it is.
during your time with Godric, did he say anything about his plans?
Oh, I don't think anything you don't already know. No, nothing specific. I do not know.
Other than his
None of us know his next steps.
care, do you know where he might be?
No.
We'll endeavor
And,
to find out.
I don't think I'm lying. The character's lying.
He did mention something to you guys.
He did. I remember. I remember, but no one's asking Hadrian, so I don't talk to God. So.
I do not recall any specific plans per se. I just remember the what we kind of learned about this
Then we'll
other
assume
force.
that Westor doesn't remember, unless you'd like to make an intelligence check to see if you can remember.
I'll make an intelligence check, sure. In case I decided something I want to share. I got a 6.
Nope.
So yeah. Wasora will generally look and says, no, I don't think so. Not that I recall.
Very well.
Speaking of people who recall shit, I'm going to talk to Garth because Jill obviously doesn't want to talk to me.
Before we do that, can I talk to Shield after one of my treatment sessions?
Sure, as you're taking care of his bandages.
All right.
Not too bad for common folk, huh?
No, you two seem quite adept at this. Something you picked up on your travels?
Of course. I mean, I've traveled a long way in my lifetime.
Oh, where are you from?
Sanishful, originally.
That's a rather high-end word, but we're in Saniswal. You're from Cutania. You understand that word represents a region and not a place.
I'm not from the city.
Kill him.
That's obvious.
I don't like cities, to be honest. They're very crowded and everyone there much less doesn't care about each other. It's not really a place for me.
Well, that's where you don't understand. You see, us nobles, we care about all of the people. We look after them, just like pets.
Insight check.
Yet you belittle them to their face.
Well, look
For
at them.
being
They've run around
common
like their daily little lives, like scurrying little mice. Very little concerns for each other or what's best for the world.
What
They just
makes
bicker and
someone-
fight and try and make their little ends meet.
What makes someone noble or high status?
They lack the divine gift. Most of them would desperately reach out for any sort of magic to make their life better, and yet they would end up hurting each other with it, waging wars and battles and fights amongst each other, blasting each other inside the taverns. No, it has to be kept safe.
Being noble means you're born with it.
Indeed. But one must work to endeavor to their prestige.
But
The obligations of nobility are a high price.
But simply being born into it is enough.
It's not so simple a task.
We can't control what we are. I can't control being a commoner. You can't control being you.
Nor would I endeavor to be anything but the gloriousness that I am.
We'll call it that. Sure. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't see how you can judge someone based on their status at birth, not the person they become.
It's a divinity that runs within the blood, passed down from father and mother to child. It elevates them, gives them greater purpose and greater ability.
This is why I love Amerise.
One of the glorious countries in this world. It's a shining star of the hope and potential of this world, blessed by Ao himself. They will find no greater land, no greater people. Even our worst and most downtrodden live lives of exceptional beauty and standard.
I want to talk to him so bad.
Do they? I went through Versailles and I saw a lot of people miserable.
Really?
Of course, people on the streets.
There's
With nowhere
hardly
to
any
go.
People on the streets.
You just don't look hard enough. You don't care enough, I suppose.
If they choose to live in squalor, then that's their problem.
Oh my god.
Right. It's their problem. But I thought it's your duty to help those.
And it is. That's why we maintain higher standards for magic. It's why we police the areas from the warlocks and witches that would make horrible deals with demon and devil kind. It's why we afford...
scientist in me is dying.
So let's
That's why-
say I won an Emery's and I'll cast a spell. Now I can because I have this little ring on my finger that says I'm good at magic and I can use it for good.
Because you're trusted.
But what earned that trust?
Your potential in my evaluation of you guys as you took part in the Battle of Versailles.
Seems
You
very-
endeavored to help the people. You fought against Godric and attempted to stop the horribleness that was going on. It was worth the risk of allowing you to use a little bit of magic within our lands.
Seems very weak to me, but if that's how it works,
I consider myself to be a great judge of character.
spot on judge of character. You want nothing to do with me a couple of days ago, but now that I've helped you, you seem like you care. You
I
actually
never said I
want
wanted
to talk
nothing to do with you. I just condemn you for your limited grasp of things beyond your
to me.
control.
Right.
Your choice to remain ignorant and uneducated.
My choice.
You could
I'll
endeavor
have
to
you know-
better yourself and to read, as you here are talking to me, learning more about this world, and gaining
I
a
am.
better understanding of the people and the way of things. That itself is rising to a better station.
I'll have you know I am learning to read. Actually.
Well, it's quite the endeavor.
You're telling me it's tough. But I'm giving it my best. Some of us common folk do strive for things, actually. It would do you good not to judge on first impressions. That's all I want to say. I'll leave you to your whatever it is you're doing here all day.
Study.
Study. That's what you want to call it.
Would you care to look over some of the material that I'm studying?
I probably couldn't read it anyway. But if you'd like to relay information, go ahead.
As a matter of fact, I've been trying to understand the particulars that allow one to become a fated. I've been reading a discourse and treatise on the advent of the weave of fate.
Oh, well, apparently it's just you have to be slated for death at some point and then not die.
It's far more than that.
Is it? That's all it seems to be for me.
Do you think anyone can just choose not to die?
If you're smart.
Shade fucking throat, guard.
It isn't so simple as overcoming or being more intelligent than death itself. Death stalks us like a predator.
Jill, I, a commoner, escaped death. It
Through
can't be
unique
that hard.
talents. And that is why I'm endeavoring to understand. Do you think you could tell me a moment where you thought you might have died? Or when you were meant to die? That might help garner better understanding.
I sure can, actually. My family and I were traveling through Sandersfall. We had taken a wrong turn. We ended up in Valakia. And
A horrible
we were not
country.
prepared. I agree. We were not prepared for what was there. We were never one for violence, really. We were more living off the land, just do what we had to survive. We had no quarrels with anyone. Yeah. And thus, we didn't really have any heavy-hitting weapons, I'd say. Mostly bows, arrows, and spears. And that only goes so far against hordes and hordes of undead.
Indeed. And so you're the only survivor.
That I know of, yeah.
And you see, this leads me to one of my theories. You see, if you had been in that situation and everyone else was overcome, what is it that sets you apart? You see, someone, something, some deity had to have stepped in and nudged the fates just a little bit to the side.
You don't get it, do you? What sets me apart is that I'm a fucking coward and I ran away. That's what sets me apart from all of them. They stayed and fought because they're brave, and I'm not.
I shall have to reconsider some of my theories.
I need a minute. Sorry. I'll go out the room.
And I will conveniently walk in at that point in time. Or at some point shortly afterwards.
Okay. I assume you guys are kind of moving back, but this is taking place over the course of the long trip.
Of course. Yeah. I just sort of close the door behind me. Hello?
I hope you don't plan on trying to seize advantage of my weakness. As you can see, I'm doing quite better.
Yes. You know, for an emaciated version of a human cadaver, you seem to be doing quite well. You know, it's almost like if I were to put you next to a zombie or a different corpse, it would be like a 50-50 as to who was more attractive.
Well, when you're covered in that much blood, I'm amazed you can see it all.
Oh, we cope. We find ways to see through the red.
Indeed
haze.
we do. Far more alike,
So-
you and I.
I crack my neck. As he kind of like reaches for his sword hilt and like opens his hand. So Jill, fuck. Sorry, the old reflexes. I really wanted to fucking kill you there, but you know, oof. What exactly is your plan here? Because you know my brother can't die, correct?
That is my theory, yes. But there are fates worse than death.
Like spending 2 hours in a room with you.
Or yourself, yes.
Oh, wow. You know, actually, we could use that if we were like, hey, Godric, talk to us for 24 hours.
or die forever, I'm pretty sure he would take option 2.
Oh, I'm quite. I agree. See, now we're finally in agreement on something.
So we both agree we're fucking terrible people who no one wants to. Okay, good. We can agree on that. But, like, honestly, what is your plan?
My plan is to find a point to lay an ambush for him and take him alive, trap him down, and separate him from the thing that infests him. That will sever his ability to return and give access to it, and we can complete the goal.
You see,
It might take
I'm
centuries.
oh no, I'm with you up to a point, right? Like, stop him, separate him. Yes, very much makes sense. But then what do you do with it? Because if you're separating him from it and it's going into you, Jill,
It's
listen.
slain.
Jill, you know better than that. The primordial entities you're talking about do not simply die.
Oh no,
and bow
they
to-
fragment
and bow
into
to the whims.
pieces.
No, but those pieces don't bow to the whims of their new masters. They influence them. And this is what I'm asking you.
The gods don't seem to be influenced by their powers.
He starts laughing. You think Eo isn't influenced by his own powers? You think Shah, the goddess of death, isn't influenced by the fact that she fucking controls death? You think Deska isn't influenced by the fact he controls fire and artistry and the forge? What are you, fucking 12? Of course they're influenced by it.
It takes an exceptional person to rise above the temptations and influences of power and direct them how they see.
Oh, and you're an exceptional person.
Indeed.
You, Ray. You, the psychopathic example of American nobility. You, who holds yourself above the masses and thinks yourself
Because I am
great.
above them. I have more purpose, more power, more ability.
I'm gonna make a wisdom saving throw here. Give me a second. I punch him.
All right. Roll it to hit. So as you go to punch him,
He doesn't have his mage armor up.
yeah, he does.
Oh, really? Okay, fine.
Then
I would hero point, but fine.
the cloak kind of moves and deflects the punch.
As I crack my neck. And
As I said, I'm not quite as at your mercy as you might have anticipated.
I wasn't talking about you being at my mercy. I was talking about you being a fucking asshole.
I've been accused of such by many a people. I don't care for their judgments or insinuations. I am what I am. And I have my purpose. And I have
You are what you
let
are. And what you are needs no excuses.
Indeed.
Sorry, it's a show tune.
I do what must be done to protect the people of the country that I love.
Listen to me this. How many of your countrymen would you sacrifice to keep the rest safe? What number is too great?
All I could simply say is the majority. or rather the minority, sacrifices few to save as many.
Oh, I think that Freudian slip you just put forward, the majority, tells me all I need to know. Thank you, Gilderay. Your contributions will not be forgotten. Also, may I say, your hair is ugly, and your face is painful to look upon. And I'm just going to walk out of the room.
All right. Give me one moment to calculate some travel times. So, you're actually all quite surprised by how quickly and how much good time you're making. Harkle's cart seems to travel exceptionally quick. And as you pass through the various cities of Lavasol, Toulouse, Cannes, Dolce, the Belfort Way House, it takes you about 9 days to arrive in Amaris. The trip is generally very pleasant. You're afforded a living in sort of a lap of luxury, at least in the cart, as much as the toys and Harkle are able to provide. Um, and he stops occasionally in each of the towns, briefly for an evening, whenever, and sells a few things, picks up a few things, continues along. So you have brief times to stop and do some basic shopping. Unfortunately, by the time you arrive in Amaris, there isn't much left. And as you arrive, you can see the glorious city that is Amaris. Towering spires, huge buildings. It's massive. Miles long and wide. It's this giant circular city. You can see the inner circle, kind of the intersection of the city, this glorious white wall around it, different towers and buildings and chapels. There's different sections of a huge university set up in the center. People are moving around. The place is extremely wealthy, extremely well off. There's almost no citizens kind of in the street. Everyone's very well dressed in nice clothes. There's taverns and bars and shops and stores and bazaars and merchants all over the place. People selling books and trade. Gilles eventually kind of leads you and takes you to a building. I'm gonna put it on the map. Let me see if I can.
Oh my god, we have a house.
Just to say, because I think the last time I played, I was not in my winter season. So
No,
just to clarify.
You went back.
You were-
You went back.
Did I go back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where
I wanted to clarify that I was in my winter season. So
Yep.
good to know.
Guys, are we gonna get a home?
We are.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Chateau Brenton.
Chateau Breton.
Breton. Hey,
I call
I'll work on the accent.
the best room.
No, you don't.
Go ahead.
By which I mean the entryway. I'm just gonna sleep in the hallway.
I need a room big enough for me and a bear.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Barry deserves the best.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I think Barry needs a whole floor to himself, actually. So
He might. I think he's just gonna live in the wine cellar.
Oh, do we have a wine cellar?
it won't be a wine cellar for long. It'll just be a cellar because Barry.
That's true. Yeah, all the wine would be gone.
I wouldn't
so-
let him in the wine cellar.
Probably a good idea. Yeah, we won't let him.
Unless we don't want wine in the house.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
no.
Oh my God, Frosty! There were people there for a second, and I was confused by who they were.
Oh, look at that! There's a double bedroom. Yeah, that's me there.
Yeah. I feel like Goth and Barry should have C11.
Unfortunately, players can't see it right now, but due to our setup and everything. But stay tuned for future if you'll see it. But he does take you guys to the Chateau Breton, and it is a nice 2-story manor house. It looks old, dingy. The rocks are old, kind of worn. Doesn't look like anyone's lived here. The cobwebs fill it. The doors and windows are kind of boarded up a little bit, but it is a very nice old manor. Stone walls, glass windows, large stained glass second floor window. Does have several rooms, a nice dining hall and kitchen. Inside the kitchen, there is a trapdoor into the basement, or sort of a larder area. There's a pantry off to the side. There are a couple of the sheets and furniture are bloodstained, as though something horrible happened here at some point.
Ooh, where? Where is that? C6?
Yeah.
Looks like C6. All right, that's my room. Thank you.
Go ahead.
You guys all kind of settle in, and Gilles says, "I will make arrangements for you to attend the Musée de Croix, as well as the La Lucio, where you can be afforded time to do your research."
Ooh, the Musée de Croix. Thank you.
What is the Musée de Croix?
A local museum filled with history, artifacts, and relics. They might shed some light on things that you would like. And La Luciole is one of the many libraries and book establishments that helps assist with the Strixhaven Academy as librarians. It's run by one of the many bookkeepers. It might take a few days to make that arrangement. And then I intend to arrange for you to meet with Queen Valmont Prismari, my cousin, to speak to her about what we are doing to stop Godric and his war. She has a
Hold on.
birthday coming up.
Your cousin is the queen.
Indeed.
Oh, by the way, speaking of that birthday, I look at Jill, I look at this. I forgot that I have to get her a present.
Yes, I suggest you do.
What's she like?
Garth, just so you know,
Mhm.
with nobility,
Yeah.
they're pretty much all cousins.
Yes, that's why the collective IQs are down the toilet, he says, looking at Jill very pointedly.
They're all cousins.
Have a pleasant
Masora
stay.
was partially serious when she said that too.
Additionally,
It wasn't just a dig at Jill.
so long as you... I'm going to... For now, you will have to make your own ends. However, as long as you are assisting me and we are working to stop Godric, I will arrange for you to have a bit of a per diem.
Oh, yes, working to stop Godric, right. Let me know when he leaves, because I have to talk to the others.
If you'll excuse me. And he bows and leaves. He kind of gives
Okay,
Goodbye.
just
as he leaves.
walks out.
So, Godric mentioned he would meet us at the Queen's birthday. I think that's what Jill was just talking about. So, that seems like a thing that we should maybe take into account. But also, this bed is amazing.
I had
The
forgotten
bloodstains.
about the Queen's birthday.
Yeah. If Godric's gonna be there, and so are we, there might be a
warn them.
fight. We probably should, so there's no
People will
innocent
likely
people there.
die if
Yeah.
they're not warned, and I doubt Jill would actually do anything to change the plans.
Maybe
He's
warn
pretty
the,
keen on meeting Godric. I think he'd probably just let it happen and try to set
Yeah,
a trap.
yeah.
maybe warn the queen if we get to meet her.
How
I
could
think
we
that
meet
would be
her?
better.
Jill said
we're
we'd
about to be
arranged for a
introduced.
meeting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Before
just
the
so you guys know, the current day is the 29th of Autumnal.
Fine.
Jill said we'd get a meeting with the Queen.
Yeah.
Maybe warn her. She might actually care. Just a thought.
Listen, I wave my hand. You. The two of you do what you want with that psychopathic maniac with dreams of godly grandeur.
You mean Godric?
No, he doesn't have those dreams, actually. He is a psychopathic maniac, so don't get me wrong.
All right.
But I'm going to bed.
We just got here.
I know. I'm fucking tired, and this bed with the blood stain on it looks really appealing for some reason. I can't explain why. So
Go ahead.
I've Vestora, without even asking if anybody else has opinions, goes immediately to the largest bedroom at the top of the stairs and just
Go ahead. I would like to go shopping if I can.
All right. As you head out amongst the busy streets of Emery's,
This sucks.
you are a little overwhelmed trying to find a shop. Unfortunately, you don't know how to read, so you don't know what any of the shops mean. So make an investigation check at disadvantage.
I don't need the disadvantage, trust me. That's a 1.
So as you're walking down a street, kind of cutting through a back alley, and you see 5 gnomes kind of walk out of the alley.
All right.
They're short hair. It's hard to tell how old they are. You can see one of them's got kind of a green hat and a bit of scruffy as he looks at you and he says, now you see a nice fresh comer coming to my town and ready all to meet the welcome committee. How are you today? My name's Chata Chetney. I'm here to help you find whatever you might need for a little bit of a fee. You see, we don't necessarily know if you're up to any good or not, so we're going to have to pay you a nice little...
for shits and giggles, can I have gone with Goth, Frosty?
Traveling and welcome to town expense.
Welcome to town expense.
Frosty,
Yeah.
for shits and giggles, could I have gone with him? Just
No,
because
you said
why
you
not?
went to bed.
You're not there.
All right, I'm asleep then.
Now, of course, we'd hate for any accidents to happen while you're in town, so you can consider it also a little bit of a friendly protection fee to keep you and your friends safe. You keep you safe.
How much?
Oh, for a strong, strapping person like you, who accidents ain't gonna happen too often, let's say 10 gold.
Ooh.
10 gold is not too bad.
No.
It would offer me protection. How would you protect me?
Oh, there's all sorts of dangerous riffraff around town, and, people who are going to try and take advantage of you. You could get lost, end up in an alley. No one could ever see you again. You see, we're going to stop and prevent that. You look a little lost anyways, so I'll even throw in and do you the kindness of helping you find whatever it is that you're looking for.
Have you wrestled a bear before?
I can't say that I have. No, I'm more of a city folk, Unless, of course, you count Freddy down at the local bar. I mean, some people call him a bear, but...
I mean, like an actual bear. They're quite strong. Believe it or not.
Well, all the better. I mean, hey, if you've got a friend of yours that happens to have a bear that could help keep you safe, that's great and all, but, the city can be a confusing place.
Funny you say that. Barry, come here.
Whoa! Okay, looks like you definitely got yourself a nice little friend there. He looks kind of
Yeah. How about this? I give you
Now,
6 gold.
I gotta ask you, is that
Of
bear
course.
of yours looking to threaten me? Because, here
Of
I am
course
just
not.
extending a kindness.
He's very friendly.
As am I. And just consider me, kind of like a
Right.
local bear. Although
How
I wouldn't
about
call
this?
myself a bear.
We waive the protection, and you just tell me where I need to go for 6 gold.
Make a persuasion check at advantage.
Five.
You know, I really wish I could cut you in on a discount. You and your bear seem like nice folk, but, you know, word would get around and people would start thinking, oh no, Cha-Cha-Chetan can't keep us safe and what's going to happen? And, you know, they'd start thinking that I was cutting deals and then people would get jealous and everyone would be asking for a deal. I just can't have that. But you know what? I'll make sure nothing happens to you and your bear friend for the 10 gold.
And you tell me where I want to go.
Oh, of course, of course.
All right, I'll give him 10 gold.
It's a pleasure doing business with you. Now, what can me and my friends help you find?
I would like to find a place where I can buy some potions.
Some potions, you say. Now, are you looking for transformative potions, a little bit of salve, something to help make you smell nice for the ladies, or a little bit to help fix up your wounds?
The last one. I want to fix wounds.
Oh, of course. Yeah. You're gonna want the sticky pickle.
Sticky pickle. All right. Where's that at?
Oh, it's just down the street. Come right this way. Now, you see, over here, you see, that's Strixhaven Academy. A whole bunch of douchebags live there. They all think they're hoity-toity, way above everyone else. You know, they think that being up there in the sort of ivory towers, studying all them books makes them super smart. It don't. They're just pushovers. So
I've met one.
Now, over there, that's Gilmore's Glorious Goods. Great magic shop if you ever have the money. A bit expensive, not a problem. But if you're looking for a good bar in town, you're going to want to either check out Madame du Pompadour's if you don't got a place to stay. Hers is a pretty nice one. The other place is you've got the Tipsy Glass and the Corded Court. Now, the Tipsy Glass and Corded Court, they're kind of the best places in town, especially if you don't mind a little bit of trouble. Can't guarantee that I can keep you safe in there, but they also don't ask any questions. Corded Court, not so much. I mean, they can give you a little bit of trouble, but it ain't bad. Tipsy Glass, nice small place, good people. And if you're looking for company, they'll definitely treat you right. So, strong strapping person like you, I'm sure they'd entertain you for a while. Then just walk you through. Eventually takes you to the shop. Now this here, this is the Sticky Pickle. It's run by a little bit of a crazy lady, but don't worry about it. She's all bark and no bite, literally.
Bark like a wolf?
Yeah, ain't you ever heard of shifters?
Have I?
Make a history check.
Oh, this has got to be good. 10.
Nope.
Oh, shit. No, I haven't.
Oh, you see, they're influenced by all the kind of wild energies and chaos of the Feywild. So they're kind of part beast, part animal. And, you know, normally they're welcomed around here and kind of looked at that. But, Misty here, she's done a pretty good job.
Oh, sure. She's a bit crazy.
Yeah, a little crazy. She goes on and on about kind of keeping beasts and everything, and beasts are friends, not food. You know, one of those tree hugging types. Something about the Committee for the Liberation of Terrifying Organisms and the Reintegration into Society, or something or another.
Well, thank you for everything you've done for me.
Not a problem.
I appreciate
not a problem. Do you just keep your nose clean while you're in my town, and we'll keep you safe from any of the hassle.
Of course, yeah. Thank you. And I'll walk in.
You see a dog-eared woman kind of with sort of big puffy hair kind of rise up out of the thing. It's kind of so spikes are trimmed short but unkept. Wearing a sort of fancy vest with a bit of a jacket over it. It comes down to about knee length. She's got a skirt and these knee-high boots that are kind of strapped in. Looks like they got about halfway laced before the person just wrapped the cords of the laces around and tied it shut. A couple of tattoos. You can see different poultices and potions on the different shelves, different plants hanging around. She goes, "Hi, how can I help you? What are you looking for? You looking for something today? I can help you find it."
I am looking for something today.
Oh, what is it? Is it over there? Is it that thing? Or is that thing?
I don't know what it looks like. Potion to heal wounds.
Potion to heal wounds? Oh, I got a bunch of those. They're over here. Kind of runs over and opens up a chest, carries it over really fast. See? Here, I've got big ones, small ones, little ones, medium ones, All kinds of them. Purple ones, I don't know what the purple one does. I think it's supposed to be better than the red ones, but the red ones are great.
You don't know what the purple one does.
Nope. I kind of just mixed
Well-
that together. I took a few things, mixed them, It does something. I'm sure it'll help.
How much is that one?
The purple one?
Yes.
400 gold.
How much? 400.
Yep.
Okay.
You want it?
How much more than 10 is that?
I know. She runs back behind the counter and pulls out this large thing with a bunch of beads on it and starts like that and carry the two and that. It's a lot more than 10.
All right. I don't think I have enough gold for that one. How much for the little, like 2 little red ones?
The little ones, they're 50 each. And that is
50 each.
That's like 10 for each finger on your hand, right? Yeah. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah.
Okay. So 2 of those for 50 each.
Yeah.
All right. I will.
You want them?
I
I've got a
will
bunch.
take
I've got
2
like
of
6 of
them.
them.
I'll take 2 of them. That's all I
6
have
a
on
bunch?
me.
I don't know how much is in a bunch. I think a dozen is a lot. But what is a bunch? I
This
don't
is
know.
over
Doesn't
mine.
matter. It's a lot, right?
Yeah. I'll just take 2 of them for now, please.
Okay. She sets them up. Kind of, she puts her hands up. And you can see her tail, like, shaking really excitedly as she holds her hands out for the gold.
I'll hand it over.
All right.
Anything else you got interesting here?
I got a silver one that makes you turn invisible. I got one of clouds that makes you turn into clouds. I've got a blue one that I don't know what it does, but the last one I made that was like it was red and made you breathe fire and tasted like peppermint.
Blue. Make you breathe water.
Maybe.
How much for that one?
Let's say 300.
That's way above my limit.
Oh, come on. You can afford it. You can afford it. You can afford it. You can afford it.
I don't think I can. With what I have left.
She runs over as Barry's kind of digging through. Great. And just, it's like, oh, he's so fluffy. Oh, see, you get it. You see, beasts are our friends. You see, everyone wants to eat all the beasts and is scared and fighting off all the monsters. But, monsters just need hugs. Like this big guy and hugs and Barry's like,
Of course. Yeah. He's my best friend.
Right. You see, beasts are our friends. They all can be our friends. They say tyrant lizards are terrible and very ferocious and vicious and will eat anything, but they won't. You see, you just got to give them a right little pet right under the chin, right under the chin.
Pirate lizards are evil.
No,
I've run into a
there
couple
are
in my
no
time.
evil beasts. Like Medusas, they're just cranky because they've got all those snakes.
Right.
And the snakes
Sure.
want to keep going different directions, and so it just makes them crazy. It's kind of
Right,
like a toothache,
right.
but in your
It's-
head.
Yeah, that's scary for you.
John Cheney did say you were a little bit crazy.
Do I have curly hair? Is there something in my hair? She kind of turns around. Oh! And she sees her tail and so starts spinning around in a circle. Oh, where did it go? It's right here. I'm going to get it. Stops.
Could you cut me a deal, me and my bear friend, for something? Maybe. Maybe 50 for that blue one that make you breathe water. Oh, you don't even know what it does. It could be a dud. Could do nothing.
You're right. It could be. Could be a dud. I don't usually make mistakes like that, though.
Usually.
I suppose we could issue out a trade.
Okay.
What do you have?
Oh, I've got a lot. I've got a keg of ale.
They won't let me drink anymore.
Do you want to drink?
Yeah.
Keg of ale for that
Guys.
potion.
This session has suddenly just gotten very, very dark. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Keg of ale for that potion. You've got to do.
And a bear hug. I get belly.
Deal. Of course.
All right. Barry's like,
Barry, just go with it for now, please. I'll trade my keg of ale for the potion.
okay. Is a potion of lightning breath.
Oh yeah, we're in, baby. Of lightning breath.
One use.
One use, of course. All right. It's been great to meet you. I'll tell all my friends about the shop.
It's the best shop, best shop, best shop. I'm the best one.
Of course, I've got to get going. Barry, come on.
She's just clinging on to Barry. Barry's like trying to kick her off. While eventually
gentle,
she lets
like-
go as you guys head out. And you realize you don't know where you are.
Shit. Can I make like a survival check
Sure.
to remember my path?
I'm going to say at disadvantage because you're not used to cities.
Of course, yeah, that's fine. Oh, please help me.
On God.
You are you follow your steps. You're kind of repeating to yourself, right? That's that place. That's that place. This and like okay, and this and eventually find your way back to the Chateau Breton.
I fucking hate cities so much. I'll go in.
All right. You guys step in. Wistora, what are you doing as Garth gets back?
Well, I think not much, to be honest. There's no shopping trips I want to go on. Nobody I want to talk to, so probably trying to neaten up the house as best she can. There's no servants. And she doesn't seem happy to be doing any cleaning. But she has nothing else to do. The place needs it, so.
All right. And I think that's where we'll call it for tonight. I know it's a little bit of a shorter session than we usually do, but that way we don't get too far ahead without everybody here.
I obviously want to go to Gilmore's at some point because, come on.
But hope everyone had fun. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We will be back next week, hopefully with everybody, and continuing through December. Again, if you enjoyed it, please follow, leave comments. You can also check out our past episodes on YouTube under Andromeda Adventures. Should be a link on our page, I believe. If not, we're working on that. Still figuring out all the Twitch stuff. If we don't see you before then, happy holidays, and but hopefully we will catch you next week. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Goodbye, everybody.